Fáilte a Chordadig. Very welcome here to Kitty Clár St Mary's for the All-Ireland Intermediate Championship, a Group D Round 2 match, Tyrone versus Sligo here on a windy enough day, blowing kind of from the west to the east here, cloudy enough day as well. Tyrone in their first outing today, Sligo with a bad loss to Laois last week, losing 6-23 to 0-8 down in Ballymote. Just a bit of background, I suppose the winners from Group D will be playing the second team from Group A, and the winners of Group A will be playing the second team from this division, and the losers, if Sligo lose today, going into a relegation battle next week. We'll go to the teams first. I have Aidish Gormley, ex-Tyrone and Carrickmore woman here beside me. She'll be going through the teams with me too. We'll start off with the Tyrone team this afternoon under Sean O'Kane and Sinead McVeigh inside in goal. Caitlin Campbell at cornerback, Caoimhe McGee and Emma Mulgrew there at number 4. Number 5, Reagan Fay, Emma Brennan beside her, and at number 7 this afternoon, Joanne Barrett. Number 8, Stóine McCarroll, and beside her the captain today, number 9, Emma Hegarty. Niamh Hughes, number 10, Emma Jane Gervin. In at number 11, Dervla Gallagher beside her, and in the forward line, Nicole Murphy, 13. Chloe McCaffrey got 6 points against Down in the intermediate Ulster final a few weeks ago, and at 14, and Siobhan Sheeran beside her. How are you doing today, Ailish?
Yep, I'm good, Ariel. Thanks for having me here in Killyclogher. As you said, a fine day for the match. Tyrone obviously have a number of changes today, some forced changes, but still a lot of very experienced players in the pitch there. I was at the Ulster final versus Down, and Chloe McCaffrey just had an exhibition. I think she scored one of the greatest points I've seen in ladies football in the second half. A lovely dummy and strike from just beyond the sideline in Omagh. So excited to see Chloe out there today. Siobhan Sheeran, I know it's great to see her back in the team as well, a strong player from Glenelly, so I expect Siobhan to be on the hunt for a goal or two today if she can.
Very good. We may see Niamh O'Neill as well. She'll be starting the sideline today, but she may well come in. I know she's a small bit of a niggly injury, but may see her too. She was just as dangerous as McCaffrey the last day.
Absolutely. Niamh has been an excellent player and a great captain for the team. But the right thing to do, if there's a bit of a niggle there, to let her rest, to be able to recover, and hopefully, she'll be available for the next game. Okay,
great. So we'll go to the Sligo team now under Anthony Brennan today. Leonie Gahan in goal. Number 2, Michelle McNamara. Fullback today, Aisling Egan, and Claire Dunn in at number 4. Number 5 today is Lisa Powell, and in the centre, Nicola Brennan, and 7 on the wing, Lisa Casey. The captain this afternoon, number 8, Sarah Reynolds there, captain, and one of Sligo's best footballers, really. Played quite well against a very dominant Laois team the last day, but very good player. Sarah Cunny in at number 9 beside her. And the first of 3 minors playing for Sligo this afternoon. They have a younger squad this year. Tara Breheny in at number 10, 11 Ellen Maguire, and in at number 12 is Roisin Malloy, who actually plays with Athlone Town as well in the football. She's new to the team this year, and one of the many new faces. We'll see plenty of pace from her. Leah Duffy inside then, starting the full forward line. Katie Walsh in a full forward, and another minor, Lauren Normanley, in at number 15 this year. Sligo not playing so good as Tyrone. Tyrone will be the favourites today, obviously having just come down from senior last year. They'd be probably favourites to win the Mary Quinn Memorial Cup. I don't know what you think, Ailish, but
yeah, sure. And we just have the national anthem on here, I think, at the minute, so the teams will be about to line out very shortly.
Yeah, I think a false flag. I was down at the match in Clare yesterday where we all stood for the national anthem, and for some reason it didn't come on at all. So we were standing there for 40 seconds. Yeah.
No, a big disappointment surely for Tyrone to get relegated out of senior football again. They've had a bit of a management transition during the year. Sean O'Kane from Glenelly is back in charge of the team. Sean has been a manager for I don't know, maybe 3-4 different spells of Tyrone. So he first took the reins back in 1995. We got to the All-Ireland final, junior final, and Cork beat us. So it's nice to see Sean back along the sideline, a very passionate manager, and no doubt he'll be determined to try to get the girls to Croke Park and back up to senior football if he can.
Certainly. Sligo, mixed fortune this year, mostly bad. A few losses in Connacht, and the second last in Division 3A. The down 1 last year, and then I suppose you've the manager Brennan there admitting recently that they're a team in transition. A lot of young players underage. They're doing quite well. They're stepping up. They got to a under 16A final in Connacht for the first time in a long time. There recently, and I know the under 18s as well, and some of those minors playing here today got to a Connacht B final. So a team in transition, but a team on the up. A lot of work going in on the ground at underage, but again, be quite difficult for them, I think, today, especially after a tough day at the office last week with a 33-point loss to Laois. But we shall see.
Yeah, certainly the likes of Sligo, if you're coming up to Tyrone this morning, you really have nothing to lose, you know, particularly after the last performance. So you would expect, you know, those girls have plenty of pride in themselves that they would want to come out, hit the ground running and put Tyrone in the back foot immediately, particularly when Tyrone have a number of changes from their Ulster final team.
Do you think some of those new additions today to the Tyrone team will be under pressure? Do you think they'll up their game with a chance now to prove themselves and make it onto the first team from next week on again?
Yeah, well, there's always an opportunity for somebody else's downfall. So, you know, the likes of Niamh O'Neill sitting out injured today, I'm sure the likes of Siobhan Sheeran will be saying, I want to start in this team from now on. So there will be opportunities for a number of girls here to play today that haven't maybe got the chance to start. So it's up to them to grab the chance with both hands and make it really difficult for the management to change the team on the next day.
Yeah, so all ready to go here. I think we'll skip our own Naveen again. That seems to be a theme of the weekend for a few different matches. Siobhan Coyle, our referee today from Donegal, getting ready to throw the ball in. Strong enough wind here, mostly blowing from left to right. So it should favour, I think, the Sligo team here in the first half. Cloudy day, but dry conditions here. Beautiful pitch here in Killyclark, my first time up here. Really great setup all around the club here. Wonderful to see. Yeah,
fantastic facilities again. Killyclark are making good strides with their football, with their handball as well, the men's and the women's football. So great facilities. As you say, they're doing quite a bit of development work out the front. So it's great to see the GAs thriving in this parish.
A good cup of coffee as well, Ailish.
Well, I didn't get one of those.
Did you not? I did ask. So here we go. Emma Hegarty will be looking to win this and get a strong start. I see she's actually standing out, so Emma Brennan standing in for her, number 6 there. A bit of height, she does win it. Sarah Reynolds as well, breaks it down. Now quickly come Tyrone through Emma Mulgrew. All out here now in the hands of the captain, Emma Hegarty. Emma brings it across here to number 7, Joanne Barrett. Tyrone happy to go through the hands, keep it around the middle of the pitch, keep possession. Emma Hegarty again brings it through to Niamh Hughes. Hughes now very comfortable on the ball, under a bit of pressure, but not too much. She finds a bit of space. Regan Fay now with the chance, falls out of her hands, but back into her hands again. Regan Fay could have gone for goal, but puts it over the bar. First chance there for Tyrone, and taken well from Regan Fay.
Yeah, a good move there. Tyrone playing against the wind obviously in the first half, so having to run the ball that wee bit more. I've seen Regan playing plenty of football and camogie. She's a tremendous athlete, and it's lovely to see her getting a start here for Tyrone today.
Certainly is. Leonie Gahan going short this time for Sligo. Happy to go short. Well won by Lisa Powell, but steps there for Sligo, so we'll come back. Siobhan Coyle blowing the whistle for the first time this afternoon. Chance here now for McCaffrey to get her first score of the day. She's no stranger to scoring plenty of points in matches, and even against that bit of a win now, you'd think she'd have a good chance of throwing this over the bar. But quite a strong wind.
Definitely a strong breeze there, just coming back into her face. So hopefully now Chloe has a strong kick. If you can get this one and get herself off to a good start, it'd be great for Tyrone.
6 points the last day in the intermediate final against Down, only 2 wides. And this one looks accurate enough, long enough, and straight over the bar. 2 points now for Tyrone.
It's a great score for Chloe, and it will help settle her into the game well. Obviously Tyrone will want to put Sligo under a wee bit of pressure here so they don't get out easy on the kick out.
They certainly will. A theme of certain Ulster teams this year I've seen where they're putting tremendous pressure on any kick-outs, even short kick-outs, and it seems to be paying dividends. And working well here for Tyrone, making it very difficult on Sligo to work that ball out of their own 45. Ball breaking here now to Brennan. Brennan on the ball. Cross to Lisa Casey. Casey looking for a bit of space, but again a lot of pressure coming from the Tyrone forwards, playing as a back line up there in the Sligo half. Ball falls to Roisin Malloy. Malloy now very comfortable on the ball. Malloy happy to break through and does very well. Breaks to Casey. Casey now on the ball. She sends it into the corner. Ball falls out here to Normanley. Lauren Normanley with the right boot will fall short into the hands of Sinead McVeigh. McVeigh now with the ball out to the right wing. Was that intercepted? It certainly is. It's Tara Breheny, second of the Sligo under-18s to get her hands on the ball this afternoon. She wins it back. Puts it across to Lauren Normanley. Another minor. Falls out here now in a bit of space for Sarah Reynolds, the Sligo captain, but slices it on the outside of the boot and just to the right and wide.
Yeah, and that was unlucky, I suppose, from Sligo from their first attack, kicking it short to Sinead. Sinead in goals from the Mertown club. Excellent keeper, very comfortable under the high ball. And I suppose that'll help settle her into the game now as well. And Sligo really need to capitalise on those chances with the breeze.
They certainly do, but they look very comfortable on the ball. They look happy breaking through, very strong there in the middle. And those minors who are kind of brimming with confidence over a good enough campaign in Connacht. I'm very comfortable on the ball, but it's Tyrone with the ball now, coming here through Emma Jane. Emma Jane on the right boot, I think just to the right and wide there from Emma Jane. But yeah, Sligo working it through those young hands, bringing it up to the forwards. Wasn't a good execution, but they're well able.
No, and I see Sligo have brought Roisin Malloy down the pitch to play as an extra defender to help them get the ball out. Regan Faye's our marker, and she's sitting back for Tyrone then. So you'd expect to see the likes of Roisin getting plenty of ball here for Sligo.
Play low ball in here now. Sligo run it through Maguire. Maguire out to Normanley, controls it on the boot, picks it up well. She's just inside the 45, not happy to go. She brings it back to Malloy. Malloy, who collected the kick out, is now up in the forward line, going to the box. Fumbles a bit, but tries again with the right boot. I think that's a nice one over the bar. It certainly is. Great score from Malloy, who collects the ball in her own half from the kick out, drives up the field, collects it again, and shoots it with the right over the bar for Sligo's first.
It certainly looks like a very mobile player. You can see why she has been selected to play this particular role for Sligo today.
Tyrone now under a bit of pressure in their own half this time, coming from the Sligo forwards, but they break in numbers. Niamh Hughes now up the left wing. Two Tyrone girls, but it's a Sligo girl who collects. Sligo now, and normally free again. She's picked up a lot of ball this half. She's left free, and a beautiful ball in there. Collected in here in the end by Walsh. Walsh is going. Walsh with no one on her. Through the legs of Sinead McVeigh. Great goal for Sligo. Not against the run of play, but what a pass there from Lauren Normanley, who's played brilliantly here in the first 5 minutes. And she was left free. She collected well. A beautiful pass inside. And Welsh collects the ball through the legs of McVeigh. And Tyrone a bit stunned here. I don't think we thought this would be the way things would play out.
Certainly, Lauren Normandy has started off very well. That was she took the first shot that went short, but that pass in was a beautiful pass, very well weighted. Emma McGrew's a fine footballer. It's going to take Emma. It's just taken her a few minutes to get to grips with her. So I'm sure Emma will tighten up significantly now that she's identified her player as a key threat now.
McCarroll tugged back there, so we'll play a bit of advantage, and Tyrone happy to play that advantage. Working through the hands. McCaffrey looking for her own goal now, and she puts it over the bar. Had a chance.
Excellent speed for Chloe there to break through there. She has a great acceleration. She has an ability to just to be moving at one speed and just zoom. And she cut straight through 3 defenders there to get in for that.
You only got going high this time. Pushing the back, I think there. Sligo will come quick. Lovely weighted ball down, but well intercepted by Caithin Campbell. Tyrone now breaking up the wing at high speed. Sloane McCarroll with the effort this time. Might fall in short, but collected it by Leonie Gahan. Tapped out, but Tyrone come again. Well, an effort there from Nicole Murphy to the left and wide. Could have done better. Only 4 or 5 yards out from the ball, from the goal. So her first wide of the day for Nicole. And Sligo going short will be a theme of the day, even with the wind behind them. Collected here by Regan Faye. Regan sends it into Siobhan Sheeran. Falls in now to McCaffrey, who'll be dangerous on the right boot. She sets it out to number 11. The number 11 is Dervla Gallagher. And Dervla Gallagher gets a goal. Tyrone were looking for one. I don't think they like that goal being scored the other side. They've been smelling blood now for a few minutes. And
that's it. Now it's pressure just on that short kick out from Tyrone. They've turned them over high up the pitch, which obviously pays great dividends.
It certainly does. McCaffrey collecting the ball, delivering it into Emma Jane or Dervla Gallagher. Dervla, I think, finishing that one off, wasn't it, in the end?
It was, yeah. Emma Jane actually finished it off, number 11, I think. Emma Jane Gervin, I think, scored that one.
Yeah.
But great move from the forwards at pace as well.
Sligo coming again, coming through the dangerous hands of Normandy. Normandy now nearly being double marked. She sends it back to Malloy. Roisin Malloy has a point already. She's happy to send it in to Leah Duffy. Duffy with the chance. Oh, just to the left and wide from Duffy. Well, both teams out for goals here now. As you were saying earlier, Aidish, nothing to lose, and they seem very happy and content to go for goals even this early in the match.
Yeah, and the referee had just rightly played an advantage there, so we're coming back for the free kick here. So again, I would expect that Sligo can knock this over the bar. So again, good play from Normandy and from Roisin Malloy there. They looked very dangerous, and a cracking shot, I suppose, across the goals from Leah at number 13, corner forward.
Hands up to you, Reagan.
Katie Walsh with the effort, a goal and a point now added to that. Only 1 point in it. Sligo again with a strong win will look to hopefully have a lead at half time and try to protect it in the second half, but Tyrone still 1 point up. A high ball coming in here from McVeigh, collected by Emma Hegarty, and with a low ball in, collected by the goal scorer Emma Jane Gervin. Sends it to Hegarty. Oh, collected here now by Caffrey.
Good refereeing again there, and the referee spotted the little tug back there in Regan Fay. She put her hand up to signify that she was playing an advantage and then stopped the play there. So good to see Siobhan's well up with the play again.
Caffrey now again against the wind, but scored from a similar enough position, about this far out, to score her first point of the day. Has 2 already, no wides. The radar's working well today. Chloe now looking for her third. On the right, bit low, bit to the left, I think just off the post and wide.
So again, you can see Regan Fay sitting back here. So I would imagine the Sligo goalkeeper is going to look for Roisin Malloy or her wing back here. Lisa Powell, she's looking for maybe, no, she's going along.
Going along, yeah, collected lovely there by Tara Breheny. Another one of the minors playing today for Sligo.
Oh, good interception.
Certainly was. Sloane McCarroll sends it up high to the unmarked Siobhan. Siobhan Sheeran into McCaffrey. McCaffrey now smelling blood again, puts it in low, but across the goal, collected here with the chance. I think just to the right and wide there, yeah. I think it was Nicole Murphy, was it? She might be that happy with that now, her second wide from only 5 yards out. But I think she was probably going for goal that time, was she?
She was. I probably thought Chloe was fouled there at that point. I'm just watching the referee has gone in for discussion here with the umpires to see is it actually maybe a penalty. Yeah,
looks like it.
I think it was the right call. I think Chloe was attempting to make a shot on goal and was fouled there. But no, good call from the referee, and again taking the time to consult with their umpires and that.
You wouldn't be biased at all?
No, well, I'll try not to be. And there's a lot of pace in both teams here, to be fair. And I mean, the surface allows for it, and the good weather we have. There's a serious pace on both teams here at the minute.
Chloe McCaffrey now 2 points already. Sure she'll go for goal with this. Leonie Gahan for Sligo up against her. Small enough frame inside and goal. Against the wind. Oh, McCaffrey down the centre. And Leonie didn't pick a side. She was happy to stay in the centre. Could have done maybe better with that one, but at plenty speed. Yeah. A rasper into the back of the net. Chloe now with 1 goal and 2 points already. Sligo goes short again. They come up the wing and they come up through Sarah Cunny. Cunny collects it in. She goes with the fist with the Dorn to Nicola Brennan. Nicola Brennan with a low ball in. She's very happy with the movement inside in that forward line today, and why wouldn't she be? But ball a little bit to the left and wide. Wind takes it out over the sideline and away from the hands of Katie Walsh. Tyrone will come now from 30 yards out from their own goal. Looking for a bit of movement, gets a bit of movement and finds Emma Hegarty, the Tyrone captain. She sends it with a Dorn up the wing again. Tyrone now with a bit of space. Jane sends it into Sloan McCarroll.
Dervla Gallagher here on the move.
Gallagher collects. Oh, low effort here, collected. Shot there coming from, I think, a tired Stone McCarroll, who had done a serious sprint up the pitch at that stage, but good enough effort, well saved by Leonie Gahan, and gets it out. Sligo will come again. Through the hands now of Roisin Malloy, who's been very dangerous in the first few minutes. She sends it to Lisa Powell. Lisa Powell back to Connie. Connie now. Sligo coming in waves over this 45. Collected finally by Lisa Powell again. Lisa Powell with a bit of space. She's under pressure. She sends it back to Ella Maguire. Maguire now under a lot of pressure. 4 Tyrone girls back there, and it falls to Lisa Powell again. And Lisa Powell with a lovely score which she created herself, running down the centre. Sligo coming in waves over that 45. And Lisa Powell doing all the work and deserving that point in the end. They could have got a goal maybe.
Yeah, certainly lovely play there, and you can see Roisin Malloy, the impact she's having on the game. She's definitely a head-up footballer. She's come up that pitch and she's scanning all the time, looking for the best potential pass.
Sligo doing well again here through Nicola Brennan. But a bad pass from Nicola. Collected now, finally falls to Emma Hegarty. She sends it to Niamh Hughes and looks for a bit of space here, but 2 Sligo girls coming out, putting pressure here on McCaffrey, who does well to keep it, sends it out the wing. Throw now come. McCaffrey showing that injection of pace again. Comes to the centre on the 21, goes low, falls into the hands of Michelle McNamara, who does well under pressure, and illegal pressure. She does well, falls onto her legs, controlled by her.
Great hands.
I'm not sure what McCaffrey was trying to do there. Was it a pass across the goal? Or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. There was obviously some sort of miscommunication. That was just a great catch there by the Sligo number 6, Sligo centre back, Nicola Brennan. Superb catch. It's lovely to see those skills of high fielding in the game today as well.
Certainly is. Roisin Malloy now, who seems to have been everywhere for Sligo today. Brings it up to the number 11, Ella Maguire. Back to Malloy. Malloy sends a high one in. She's looking for Welsh, but goes over her head. Leah Duffy now with the ball. Leah collects. Leah turns inside. She's put under pressure by 2. She sends it back to Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh now on the left. How is the left for her? A bit low. Done well, and a dangerous enough ball in the end, but dealt with well by McVeigh, who fists it over the bar, rather keep it safe. Katie Walsh now with the goal and 2 points already, the danger woman inside today, and doing a lot of damage. 2-3 now to Tyrone, 1-4 to Sligo with 2 points in it, and McVeigh with the kick out for Tyrone. Looking for movement, not seeing much, goes high to the right, Wynn takes it, stalls it, brings it down. Done well, a foul there from Katie Walsh on a Tyrone girl, and Tyrone will come again, this time to the hands of Gallagher. Gallagher now, she goes on a spin up the pitch, but look at the pace there from Tara Breheny getting back, one of the Sligo minors today. Falls here now to Tyrone, into the hands of Emma Jane. Emma Jane with the effort.
It's 45.
Knocked down.
I think there could be a challenge here for both goalkeepers actually with the breeze. I've just watched the last few kickouts with a very high flight of the ball and the wind's catching it. So even though Sinead, has a great kick out, she probably just had a wee bit too much height on that one, and the wind caught it. Same with the Sligo goalkeeper earlier. So I suppose it's key for both goalies to try to keep the ball down a little bit, flat line trajectory.
Caffrey plays it back. Strong wind, wants to keep possession instead. Joanne sends it in. Low into the corner here. Collected by Dervla Gallagher. Dervla now with 3 Sligo girls around her. Playing advantage. Siobhan Kyle played a bit of advantage there. Saw the tug on the jersey. Wasn't coming. So we'll come back. A very difficult angle now to score from here. But just going back to what Anthony Brennan said about the Sligo girls, Ailish. I'm not sure what you think yourself, but I mean, wasn't expecting much now from Sligo today, but they've done very well. But even if they don't win today, very impressed by a lot of this younger team coming through. They're showing a lot of maturity. They're very happy to run at a very strong Tyrone team. They don't seem too phased and brimming with confidence. Yeah,
certainly they're very mobile, very athletic. I've been impressed as well the way they've varied their kickouts. So their goalkeeper, yes, she's went short, maybe 3-4 kickouts, but she's also been able to hit the long option too. So it's nice to see players that can think on their feet like that and look for the opportunities, find them. So certainly I find it hard to believe that they did lose by so much last week against Laois, but they're putting it up to Tyrone here at the minute for sure.
They certainly are. Caitlin Campbell collects, brings it into the centre. Tyrone now come up to the hands of Slawny McCarroll. Slawny out the wing. Advantage coming. Emma Jane now on the ball. But Sean Coyle happy to bring it back. Caffrey now will have a chance to score her third. Has a goal as well. Penalty. 2 points still in it. 12 minutes and 23 seconds left here on the clock.
Right in, Chloe, right in.
So Siobhan Sheeran stepping up to take this kick here. I know Siobhan has played a bit of AFL, I believe, down in Dublin as well. Very powerful player, very fast player. She's a left footer, Kitog. So Tyrone just having a wee bit of a difficulty here managing this breeze as well. You know, it's difficult for both teams, sure, kicking across the pitch into it.
Certainly is. Tight angle as well. Kitog not helping. The shot from the right side. Big long kick out from Leonie Gahan straight down the centre, and again picks out her player. She's won the vast majority of her kickouts today, I must say, and Tyrone are putting a lot of pressure on, so the kickouts have been fantastic. And another great one. We come now through Connie again. Connie sends it in. Beautiful pass inside there to Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh collects. She scored 1-2 already. She has an advantage as well.
Dummy.
Beautiful little dummy there. And we come back. Siobhan Coyle happy to play advantage when she wants, but when she sees it's not coming. And ball now. A beautiful score here if it's coming. I think it is it?
That's
a
great score.
Is a great score from Sarah Connie there, who again collected the ball in the middle of the field earlier and worked her own score.
And that was all about the dummies there. The full forward, Katie Walsh, she a lovely solo dummy and then a lovely fist pass dummy to get round to buy herself the space. It's lovely to see players having the confidence to do those things in a game too.
Brilliant. And 3 around her. Very comfortable on the ball, but it's Tyrone of the ball now. And Emma Jane comes up the field again. She's been everywhere this afternoon. Great engine. She's happy to send it out the wing. They'll build up slowly here now against the wind. They'll have to come in waves, work it into the 21 and try over the bar, because it's tricky enough to score with that strong wind. It mightn't look that strong there, but it certainly is strong enough up here in the tower where we are. Tyrone now coming again through Emma Jane. Emma Jane has to go back. Patient play from Tyrone. Siobhan Sheeran here now. Brings it back to McCaffrey. McCaffrey again slows it down and bring it out here to Reagan Fay. Reagan has a bit of space here in the 45. Has guards left and right if she needs them. Sligo blocking that D. McCaffrey sends it back and falls now into the hands of Brennan, who's been quiet so far today. A great player. She sends it into Niamh Hughes. Niamh now across. A chance here now for Tyrone. Well, a chance there for Sonia McCarroll. I thought she might do better. Was under a lot of pressure. Only 6 yards out. Scuffs it to the right and wide.
An exceptionally patient play from Tyrone. Sligo were well set up there defensively, and Niamh Hughes just found that little gap, made the break. Great ball across to Slana McCarroll, and just unfortunately the ball just screwed off her foot there.
Nicola Brennan again. She's been everywhere for Sligo as well today. She sends it into Maguire. Maguire now put under pressure on the 45. Ball will finally fall to the danger woman, Katie Walsh. A monster kick if she can get this. I think it was, yeah. No, just to the left and wide from Katie Walsh, where she had the distance just to the left, but Sinead McVeigh wasn't so sure about that one. Covered her post well and just to the left and wide. Katie's first wide today, I think. 1-2 for her so far. Short kick out into the hands of Brennan, who played brilliantly against Down there a few weeks ago in the Ulster Intermediate final. Has been quiet enough today, but nice pass out there the wing to Joanne Barrett. They played a lot now up that far wing this afternoon. Happy to go up there, and lots come through it. Cueve McGee now with the ball. She comes up the centre. They go at the far wing again. Dervla Gallagher showing her pace, showing a jink. Beautiful pass in here with the Durham to Reagan Fay. Reagan now with 6 Sligo girls around her. I think we'll come back for a challenge earlier and another chance for Tyrone, but as you were saying there earlier, Eilish, very hard to score from that angle, so not sure what Tyrone will do. I think they might go for it again here, but
it's very, very difficult. Tyrone have certainly picked up quite a number of frees up here in the inside 45 metre line, but I think it's their pace. Primarily, they're running at such pace that Sligo are probably committing fouls, maybe unintentional at times, and you can see the referee is putting her hand up to signify that she's caught that free. So it's a difficult chance here for Chloe.
I think she does brilliantly there, does she?
She does, outside of the right boot. A lovely score from Chloe.
Great score. It's lovely when you see them.
Some lovely skills on display today so far. Between the dummies, between lovely kick passes, nice fielding, and obviously particularly that score. That's a fine kick out.
Another great kick out might fall over the heads of a Tyrone girl here, but falls into the hands of another. Caitlin Campbell now on the ball. The ball going up that right wing again. And up through the hands of Dervla Gallagher again. She sends it back to Campbell. Now in the hands of Sheeran. Sheeran looking for a pass. She gives it to her Kolaki. McCaffrey. McCaffrey inside the D on the left. The left, the right, the outside the boot, but this time just to the left and right from Chloe. Only her second wide of the day. 1-2 so far. Not a bad return.
No, and very much the focal point of a lot of the attacks here. Goalie's going short here now. And the last kick out, I think, landed on the 65-metre line, so she's well able to mix it up.
She certainly is. Sligo coming out through Maguire. She sends it across to Breheny. Breheny's plenty pace. Works it up to the 45. 2 Tyrone girls around her. 3 now, but she does well. And she's fouled. Gets the free, so we'll play the advantage. Well, the referee just blows it up before that effort from Walsh, which I think actually goes over the bar.
I think it went over the bar. Is she actually
not too happy about that? Is she giving it?
Yeah,
no.
She's given the free, yeah.
No, she's given the free.
I see the referee was writing in her book. She may have noted somebody there, possibly. I'm not sure.
Okay.
That was a fine shot as well, and that's disappointing
was.
for a player, you know, who takes the punt. The free was already awarded, I suppose, at that stage, so we have to come back for it.
And she'll have another chance. 1-2 now for Katie Walsh so far today. Only one wide. On the D, with the wind behind her.
And it's over the bar.
Certainly is. 1-3 now for Katie Walsh this afternoon. She'll be very happy with that. Very skillful player. As the gap narrows now to the slimmest of margins, only 1 point in it.
1 point in it and 6 minutes to go, so the game's panning out a lot different than a lot of people would have been anticipating this morning.
Certainly is. Strong win though. So Tyrone might be still happy enough, but a bit shell-shocked. They're still playing well. Brennan now coming into the game a bit more. She's fouled at no, she fouled herself, Emma Brennan. Nicola Brennan, the other number 6. 2 Brennans today playing at number 6, playing very well so far there. The Sligo girl. High ball into the corner here now for Walsh. Might be a bit too high. It certainly is. Runs out over the sideline there for Walsh. Wind catching that one and bringing it over the sideline. Usually around there, but she's after dropping more into the centre. And Tyrone coming out with the ball through Niamh Hughes. Niamh showing her pace, brings it into the centre. Brennan has to turn and collect as well. Emma Brennan now with a bit of space. Tyrone will build patiently again. She'll work it out the side. Collected by Sheeran. Lovely ball. Sheeran now not many options inside. Sells a dummy. Goes herself inside the 21. Solo's on the left leg. Another dummy. She's fouled. No, she's not. She fouls herself. Holds the ball for too long. Sheeran, but didn't have many options, to be fair to her. She had to go herself. Overruns it at the end, and Sligo will come away with the ball through the hands of Lisa Casey. Malloy now. Malloy, who has been brilliant, especially the first 10 minutes, setting the Sligo team, does well there.
Yeah, she's picked up a huge amount of play. She is the quarterback for the Sligo team. Everything's gone through her, and I know that last kick pass she hit up, it screwed off her foot, because I know she was terribly disappointed with herself as soon as it left her boot. She knew, but I think that's probably the only possession she'd given away today so far.
Ren, as the captain, did well there. She brings it up to Walsh. She brings it eventually to Normandy. Normandy now put under a bit more pressure, showing her skills, but Tyrone fouling. Normandy brings it back to Welsh. Welsh now, if she can score this, brings it back to a drawn game. 3 minutes 44 seconds left here in Killyclogher. Oh, she goes short, brings it into Ella Maguire. Maguire now might bring it back, she might go herself. She's under pressure from 2. Maguire puts it to Normally. Normally sells a little dummy twice, maybe overcarries it. She certainly does. A fine effort there in the end, but just 2 dummies and no bounce. So too many steps. Siobhan Kyle blows the whistle, and Tyrone will have a kick out here through Emma Mulgrew. Brings it back to McVeigh. Collected now by Tyrone again. Brought up here. Chance for another score or 2. Niamh Hughes now on the ball. She'll bring it up this left wing for Tyrone, close side to us. One of the only times it's come up this wing. Brings it into Emma Jane. Emma Jane has controlled a lot of that ball in the centre of the pitch today, looking for space. She's marked and brings it back to Brennan. Brennan now with a beautiful ball in here to McCaffrey, who's been quiet the last few minutes. She'd fancy herself to go around, but Done well by Sligo. They're putting huge pressure there inside the 21. Ball spills. Sligo collect. A foul done there in the Sligo girl, and will come out through the hands this time of Nicola Brennan. Nicola now plays it into Roisin Malloy. Roisin back to Tara Breheny. Two minors linking up. Breheny showing her pace. Well tackled there. Beautiful tackle from Niamh Hughes. I think maybe illegally though, maybe down on the hands. So we'll come back here for a free for Sligo.
And Sligo did very well to stop Chloe McCaffrey in that last attack. I mean, she's an exceptionally powerful player. She's on the move there, and possibly I'd like to see that again. Possibly a foul in it, but to be fair to Sligo, they've won the ball back and they've gone on the hunt. They're trying to equalise this game before half time.
They certainly are. High ball in here. What a catch there from McCaffrey, or from Walsh. Apologies, Walsh now with the chance. Well, brilliant catch from Walsh. What a score there. 1-4 now for the Sligo full forward, and the teams are level again.
It's just a superb catch there. That's the second or third great catch in the game, and a brilliant point there to finish. And actually, she was rifled that ball fairly hard. I'd say she was probably thinking about goal as well.
She did. The confidence is high. Sligo playing well, much better than people were saying they might this afternoon. Nothing to lose this afternoon, and putting serious pressure here on a very strong Tyrone team. But Tyrone playing well as well on the other end. They come here through Niamh Hughes. Niamh Hughes now looking for space. She can cut in, but the three in front of her. Hughes has to take an extra solo, but there was nothing coming. Massive pressure coming from Sligo, who were under pressure themselves, trying to work this one out. Another soft enough free, you might say, given to Sligo there. They'll come out this wing through the hands of Claire Dunn. Dunn goes back. Lisa Casey now leaves it back to Claire Dunn. Claire happy to bring it into Brennan, who's created a lot from the centre back position this afternoon. 6 or 7 Tyrone girls in front of her. She'll have to go back. We'll have to work it another way through the hands now. McNamara brings it back to Malloy. Play hand pass into Powell. Powell with a point already, but she sends a pass back instead to Ellen Maguire. Ellen with one down into the corner to confident Katie Walsh. Katie doesn't collect. Dealt with well by Caoimhe McGee. Caoimhe McGee under pressure, but illegally. So Katie Walsh giving the free away. And Caoimhe would be happy to work it out here. 18 seconds left on the clock here in Killyclare, St Mary's. Might be time for one more. I doubt it though against that win. Brennan will try. She sends it out the wing. 8 seconds left here now. Might run out a bit too far for Sheeran. She collects well. Back to Gallagher. Gallagher now with the chance. Maybe could have been a chance for Tyrone, but the clock runs out here. No buzzer. And
that's
the referee
it.
blows up.
The awareness there for the players. You can see one of the players there a wee bit disappointed. She didn't get her shot away, but obviously the clock went right to zero. So getting used to playing with the clock is a big challenge as well for players, to have somebody that's aware of how many seconds are there to try and work that ball up for the last shot. But a great first half from Sligo, to be fair to them. They're very compact at the back. They've turned Tyrone over on a few occasions. Tyrone probably as well have missed those few chances. I know that particular Slana McCarroll effort, that really, on any other day she would have put that in the back of the net, So those are the breaks. It makes for an interesting second half now.
Certainly does. I'm just trying to think back. Was it the Tyrone Down game where one of the Tyrone girls scored? Or was it the one the Down girls scored as the buzzer went off in the Ulster finals? Or was that the junior?
The junior final?
The junior final, as the buzzer went across the line, which was very unfair, but that's
once the ball leaves the foot, then the buzzer doesn't come into play. But if the buzzer sounds before the kick's made, that's it. The score won't count.
That's it. So a drawn game here in Killyclare. Sligo Hain the Shacht 1-7. Tyrone Doa Cahir. Drawn game, but a strong win for the favoured Tyrone in the second half. Might just do it for them, but a very fit and young Sligo team will be very happy. Anthony Brennan will be very happy with that team coming in here for the half-time talk. They have plenty left in the engine as well. They seem very, very fit. So do Tyrone. So join us again in a few minutes for the second half here of the All-Ireland Intermediate Championship Group D Round 2 match. Well, Fátiróh Harnáise Cháirde, the TG4 and so Tyrone. Welcome back to the All-Ireland Intermediate Championship Group D Round 2 match. Tyrone and Sligo all square here at half time. 30 minutes left in the second half now, and nothing separating both teams. Siobhan Coy getting ready to throw in the ball here. Just heard that we might have dropped a signal there for a while just before the penalty was scored for Tyrone. McCaffrey put that one away. Banked it into the back of the net. 1-3 now for her so far, and we get underway here again. Ball won again here by Sligo from the throw-in. Nicola Brennan this time. Collected by, I see a substitute in there now for Sligo, Rachel O'Brien. Rachel does well, brings it back out to Nicola Brennan again. Sligo now working it into the D. Again, very strong wind blowing there. Rachel O'Brien brings it around, fumbles. Brings it back to Normandy. Normandy, lovely ball in here into the D. Reynolds with the ball. Captain brings it back to Normandy. Normandy, a high ball. The wind might catch that. I think it has the legs. No, it's falling short. McVeigh, safe pair of hands there as usual, brings it out. Sligo trying to work it into that D and work it over the bar, but the wind very, very strong here. It might even be stronger than it was in the first half. Fumble there from Cueva McGee. And Sligo probably wanted to come out there a bit stronger, 8ish, but they won't be helping themselves with plays like that.
No, it certainly started strong again. They've won both throw-ups in the game there, got themselves in an attack. Probably the shot, didn't do the move justice, but a good take still from Tyrone goalkeeper Sinead McVeigh there. She was secure under the high ball.
Yeah, safe pair of hands. Lisa Powell now at the ball, has a point already. The wing back. Plays it back to the captain Reynolds, who plays a lovely low ball in here. Sligo with the chance. A great block down on Leah Duffy there from Caitlin Campbell. She's played very well this afternoon. Brings it out now to Emma Hegarty, the captain. She's put under pressure here but does very well. Brings it up this right side. Again, the wind behind her, but happy to go short. Brings it into the hands of Emma Jane Gervin. Emma Jane brings it back to Brennan. Back to Hegarty. Hegarty done a great run. She's happy now to stick here at the 45 and leave the job to the forwards. McCaffrey going herself inside the D. Has a bit of space here, isn't happy to go on the left. Brings it back to Emma Jane. Emma Jane now to Hughes. Blocked down, great work here from Sligo, and a free out coming. I'm not sure what for. I'm not sure if you saw anything there, Ailish.
No, I didn't actually. I'm not sure if Niamh Hughes actually and the referee maybe got into each other's way. I'm not sure why she's given that ball out. Why she's given that free out.
I don't think the Tyrone guards
no,
are sure
there's
either.
a few questions, but I think she did intercept. She may have felt that she actually impeded in the play. I'm not sure about that. But certainly Emma Hegarty, a great stalwart for Tyrone there, very cool coming up the line there. She's a very steady player. But again, Sligo are threatening us here at the very start, and they're very comfortable. Their reverse pass, they're very comfortable on the ball.
Yep, Tyrone putting big pressure and working out well for them. Massive pressure coming to Tyrone. They did that the first 5 minutes of the match. They haven't done it much since. I suppose they realised that those kickouts from Leonie Gahan can go long and short, so eventually they gave up with the pressure. But putting pressure again now from their full forward line on that Sligo defence, and paying dividends that time. And things could be easier for McCaffrey. She only put 2 wide, 3 points in the first half, but that win now will be helping her, and you'll be expecting her to be scoring nearly every single chance that she gets now in the next 30 minutes. So McCaffrey with the right has 1-3 so far. Again, if you missed the penalty, very sorry for the connection failing there, but she did finish that penalty, and she's got another point here. 1-4 now for Chloe so far this afternoon.
Lovely strike straight through the ball there. She obviously had taken a few frees in the first half from a similar position, but
Bad kick out. Collected now by Emma Jane. Emma Jane could have gone for goal, but happy with the point. 2 points now within the space of 1 minute coming for Tyrone. They'll be very happy. We were just saying the pressure that was coming on from Sligo there, but 2 quick points for Tyrone. They'll be happy with that.
this is the pressure with the wind now to try and get the ball out here, and Tyrone trying to squeeze up as much as they can.
Leonie's still able to get as far as the 65. Falls somehow into a Sligo woman's hands. That woman is Tara Breheny, one of the minors playing this afternoon. She leaves it into the substitute, Rachel O'Brien. Not sure who's gone off for Sligo. We'll find out in a minute. Katie Walsh now with her first chance of this second half. Puts it up high but to the left. The wind catching it once again and bringing it to the left to wide. Katie got 1-4 in the first half. Her first chance of the second, going to the left and wide, and Tyrone have a chance to clear through McVeigh. Has a few options, can go short, can go long, decides to go long. fine high ball here, and Emma Hegarty waiting for it. She's been quiet in the first half, but has really stepped up now in the second half. Will try to bring as much ball as she can up this right wing and take the pressure off those Tyrone backs. Gallagher has it. She brings it out on the right into the hands of Reagan Fay. Reagan finally brings it in here to Emma Jane, who was everywhere in the first half and seems to do the same again in the second half. Emma Brennan quiet in the first few minutes, but has really stepped up in the last 10. Brings it out here to McCaffrey. I think she puts the ball in, maybe trying to work a goal there. Unlucky, could see what she was trying to do, but just a bit too long. Again, that wind catching, and to the left and wide from her.
Yeah, not actually sure who's off in the Sligo team. I can see most of their forwards still in possession, so it may be a defender that's been removed from the game. Not sure actually.
Lovely kick out again from Leonie Gahan, who's been nearly perfect with every kick out so far this afternoon. Sarah Reynolds now the Sligo captain with the ball in the middle of the field. Pressure coming on her, and she does overcarry it. Great pressure there from Nicole Murphy. Emma Hegarty now, who's touched the ball more than anybody I think so far in the second half. But a bad ball there over the head and into the hands of Roisin Malloy, who's been very impressive in this first half. Another girl who's been very impressive is Lauren Normanley. Normally now with a nice ball in, if it can be collected, and it can be collected by Leah Duffy. Leah Duffy now brings it into 21. There's two Tyrone girls in front of her, 3 and 4 now, but she turns on a sixpence onto the right boot, and that one is just to the right and wide. She'll be disappointed with that, Duffy. Her second wide of the match this afternoon. Should have done better. That wind playing havoc now with the Sligo girls, who've had a lot of possession, a lot of chances this first half, but I count 3 wides now so far from them against the wind.
Yeah, so Sligo again, the number 13 there is definitely Leah is definitely very sharp on the ball there, and as you say, she'll be disappointed that she missed that last shot. But from the kick out, Tyrone obviously Sinead McVeigh put that ball over the sideline, so it's put Tyrone under a wee bit of pressure here, but they've got the ball back, working it out here now as we go.
Doing well. Sligo will need to do something with that wind. They don't seem to have the answers so far. We might see some changes or some tactical changes here in the next few minutes, because it's all Tyrone at the moment, and it's Emma Brennan now with the chance. She's in McCaffrey with the right boot into the left hand side of the goal. Her second goal. Maybe Leonie Gahan could have done better there, but another rasper again. That speed, just getting the ball past the right hand of the Sligo goalkeeper Leonie Gahan, and it's going to be very difficult now for Sligo. They definitely need to start doing something here. Ailish, they're coming under a lot of pressure. A goal and 2 points now unanswered coming from Tyrone
they are,
in the space of 5 minutes.
Siobhan Sheeran's play in that last move was very important, where she actually took a wee bit of pressure of the ball and palmed it down then, where Chloe was able to run through and stick it in the back of the net. She wasn't going to miss from that position for sure. Tyrone straight away went on the defensive, trying to stop Sligo getting out. So they've identified the wind as a challenge, trying to pin them in here.
Sligo, plenty of chances already, but none converted as McCaffrey throws over her second point of this half. 1-2-5 now coming from Chloe McCaffrey, and 1-3 coming unanswered now from Tyrone in this second half. Collected again here by Tyrone. Falls into the hands of Brennan. Brennan on the 45. She keeps going. Tries to leave it off, but collects it again herself. Nice ball in here, but just a little bit too high. Maybe a free there. Yeah, a free committed on Nicole Murphy there. So Tyrone have a chance to score their 7th point of this second half. It's really been all Tyrone with that wind. Again, I'm not sure what Sligo can do here against that wind. They've had chances. They brought it up to the 45, but just they're not sure what to do with it once they get into a scoring opportunity.
For sure, and Tyrone have come out very determined in the second half to try and press as hard as they can. More than likely maybe a little bit disappointed that they weren't ahead at the break, but Sligo were full value for the first half. But we're certainly seeing a sting in the tail here from Tyrone in this quarter, if they can maintain this pace. The likes of Emma Hegarty has been working very hard there, Emma Jane Garvin, and then obviously when you have a player like Chloe up the pitch, when they get the ball into her, she's a complete threat. Very difficult for any of the Sligo girls to actually try and mark her. Oh, off the post.
Might fall out here to Nicole Murphy. Nicole is 2 wide so far today. She'll be looking for a score or to set up, and she does set up. Chance here now for Emma Jane. Emma Jane under pressure, brings it out to Hegarty again. Hegarty collects again on the 21, has a bit of space, fumbles, picks it up again. Out to McCaffrey, she's under pressure. Brings it out to Sheeran. Sheeran on the left boot, I think to the right and wide, that one. Yeah, Sheeran now with her second wide of the day.
So Sligo in a bit of a pickle, having to work their way out of these kickouts here. There's not too many people going tearing into space. There's the number of the centre backs away.
O'Nigan picks up Powell again. Brings it to Malloy. Gone again. Lovely fist out to Brennan. A lot seems to be coming from 5, 6 and 12 this afternoon from Sligo. And through the hands of Sarah Reynolds as well. She puts a lovely low ball in. But 3 Tyrone girls well able to deal with that. And one of them is Campbell. She puts a lovely high ball into Hegarty, who's won a lot of ball in the middle of the field and in the back line today for Tyrone. It's a power work. Ball falls into Niamh Hughes here now. Niamh looking for a bit of space, looking for a point, maybe even a goal. Back to McCaffrey. McCaffrey looking for maybe her third. No, she sends it back to Hughes. Hughes now with the chance. Hughes in with the goal. Hasn't scored so far today. Wanted that goal. Beautiful 1-2 with McCaffrey. She was smelling blood and she gets it. 3-7 now to 1-7. 1-4-7 is it? Maybe no scoreboard change here now in Tyrone yet, but there is a substitution. Number 10 coming off for Sligo. It's Tara Breheny. Sligo now. I see Katie Walsh is after coming back here to try to collect some ball and ease the pressure on the Sligo defence. It might work. She's a brilliant player. Collected now by Tyrone. All Tyrone now in the second half, and they're coming here through Nicole Murphy. She sends a beautiful ball across here to Sheer. Now hasn't scored yet. She'll be looking for a score. That might just run in past her there. Strong wind. Does well to keep it in play. With the thorn, brings it back to Emma Jane. Emma Jane Gervin now. 3 Sligo girls trying to stop her, but doesn't care. She goes herself. Ball in. I think we'll come back though for... We will come back.
Yep, coming back for the free again. The advantage was played, but it was a great stop from the goalkeeper there from that shot. Siobhan did very well. That ball probably overran a little bit, but she did very well to keep that in play, to keep the chance alive for Tyrone. So huge 10 minutes there, 15 minutes from Tyrone at this point. And Sligo just struggling to get themselves organised and back into the game.
Yeah, Sligo shell-shocked. Playing at the sea with 2 now inside only in the Tyrone 45, so playing very defensively. Low ball in here now from McCaffrey. I'm sure she was trying for another goal, but just to the left and wide. 4-7 now. The scoreboard reads for Tyrone. 3 goals in it. So from a drawn game to 3 goals up in the space of about 5 minutes there. All Tyrone. Sligo still winning those kickouts. The problem seems to come when they get up as far as the forward line, but you can see there Tyrone forwards putting massive pressure on Sligo as well. 4 trying to get the ball off Malloy, but Malloy, who's played brilliantly all day, does well. Brings it now to Reynolds. Reynolds with a lovely low ball in, collected by the substitute. That's Rachel O'Brien. She brings it back to Normally. Tries to make it into Walsh, but 3 Tyrone girls there who are defending in waves, showing their fitness, getting back, collecting the ball and breaking it up to Hegarty, who has been everywhere now in the last 15 minutes. Lovely, beautiful ball in there to the goal scorer Hughes. Hughes under pressure, no pressure to her. She finds space and finds Emma Jane Gervin. Emma Jane looking for the left boot, or maybe even looking for McCaffrey, who she finds. Caffrey now with another chance. Well, McCaffrey isn't she not even entertaining points at this stage? Nearly all goals is what she wants. She has 6 points so far this afternoon, but looking for that hat-trick, I think. Sligo now, Claire Dunn has the ball. Lisa Casey. Bad pass there now. Will fall into the hands of Reagan Fay. Reagan fouled. 2 Tyrone substitutes lining up here. That's Caitlin McCann, number 21, and Caitlin Kelly.
This is Caitlin's home club, so she'll be delighted to get a run out here today again. And again, you can see the advantage that Tyrone have in the second half with that breeze. Any ball they've turned over in the defence, they've been able to hit the 30-40 metre passes to ease the pressure straight away.
So Tyrone forwards coming in, Colleen McCann, number 21, and Caitlin Kelly coming in here. I think Sheeran's coming off.
And Nicole Murphy's the other one here, I think. No, Nicole.
Siobhan Sheeran, number 15, coming off, and Nicole Murphy. 2 wides from both of them. They mightn't be too happy, but they've played well. They've created a lot of chances for, especially from McCaffrey. Tyrone now with Brennan. Brennan very comfortable on the ball. Sent it to McCaffrey. She's looking for a third goal, but this time she's happy to send it out to the substitute, Caitlin McCann. Caitlin's dispossessed. Works it back to McCaffrey. 3 on her. And Sligo break. Sligo now will be looking for a score, desperately looking for a score. Nothing so far in this second half, but there's huge pressure coming from Tyrone. Malloy as well, as she's done the whole match. She wins it again, has a bit of space this time, but not many inside moving for her. Malloy now might have to go herself. Sligo look to move numbers up. Katie Walsh now is one of those players, and you'd fancy her, but I think again that wind dragging that ball to the left and wide. But we come back now. Siobhan Coyle blew the whistle, and
you can see the exhaustion there almost in those Sligo players to try and get up the field. Rashi Malloy was the furthest forward at one point, so just a challenge when they're back defending so much to try to get up now to actually put some scores on the board as well.
I think with Katie Walsh being brought back as well, going to be very difficult for her to come back from that defensive position and try to score up on the other side of the pitch as well. Another substitute on there for Sligo. Number 27, high ball now coming in. It goes over the head of everyone. It falls in, luckily enough, to the hands of Devla Gallagher. Devla brings it up to Reagan Fay, who's inside the 21. Beautiful ball collected here by Brennan. Brennan brings it across the goal to Emma Jane. Emma Jane under pressure here. 5 Sligo girls around her. She finds a bit of space. Happy to bring it out to McCaffrey. McCaffrey now with the chance. And McCaffrey, another easy enough score for her. I'm after losing count now the amount of points that she scored today. I think make it out to be 2-8. 2-7 or 2-8.
A lovely score from Chloe, but again the impact there of Emma Brennan actually probing from centre half back. She's coming up on the attack an awful lot in this half, and that's creating serious problems for Sligo here.
A brilliant player with a great engine. The captain now, Hegarty on the ball. Brings it into Brennan again. We were just speaking about Brennan might want to go herself on the right boot. A nice lovely ball off the laces straight over the bar there from Brennan, and deserved at this stage. She was brilliant against Down there a few weeks ago in the Ulster final, and even though she was quiet the first few minutes here, she's really stepped up again. Loves controlling the game, collecting the ball, bringing it forward, creating a lot of play. Solid player with an engine as well. Huge fitness. Well, dangerous ball here now, but I think dealt with by Malloy. If anybody's going to deal with it, it's Malloy, who's played brilliantly all day. She's been solid, put under pressure from her goalkeeper Leonie Gahan, but does well, keeps the ball, and fouled in the end. Ball across here now to Dunn. Sligo really need to work that ball up the pitch, but Tyrone are not making it easy for them. Sligo collect again. Brennan putting pressure here on Duffy.
Great work rate from Tyrone out around this middle third. You can see there are only 2 Sligo forwards within their 45-metre line at the minute, so a real challenge for them to get up the pitch here to support.
A real challenge, and Walsh, the woman you want inside, back here in the middle of the field for Sligo, and looking tired as well. She can't do it all, maybe best to keep her up there, but she's trying to stop this onslaught that's coming from Tyrone at the moment. They're looking for more scores now, and Nia Hughes, who has a goal already, might be looking for a second here. She's put under massive pressure and dealt with very well this time by Aisling Egan. Advantage being played as well. Walsh, who's back there in a defensive position, trying to make her way up the pitch now, delivers it up to Brennan. Brennan brings it in here now to Sarah Cunney. Sarah Cunney has a point already today. She needs another one or maybe even more this afternoon. Brennan now collects again. Nicola Brennan brings it into the substitute Rachel O'Brien. Rachel O'Brien with, would you believe, Sligo's first point of the second half. That wind stronger than we maybe even thought ourselves, and only one score now. 13 minutes and 11 seconds left here in Killyclahar St Mary's, and the first score coming from what was a brilliant Sligo team in this first half, but that wind and the dogged determination of this Tyrone team in the second half really changing things for them. Substitution coming here for Sligo. Sarah Cunney coming off for them, has a pint this afternoon. Not sure what number went on there. Eilish for Sligo.
Was it number 19, I think, maybe? Was it?
Number 19, Aoife Harn, coming in there for Sligo.
And Grania Rafferty in for Tyrone, and Niamh Hughes coming off. Niamh has put on a great shift up this wing here in front of us as well. So a very pacey player, but Grania Rafferty started against Dowd in the Ulster final, so she'll be keen to make her mark in the last 13 minutes.
And hard ground here, and quite a bounce there, bouncing over the head of Colleen McGann. Sligo now playing for pride, but massive pressure coming the whole time from Tyrone. The substitute on the ball, that's Aoife Harn for Sligo, brings it across to Malloy. Malloy, who's been perfect all day, does very well again, playing advantage, brings it up forward, finds a bit of space, looking for a pass, and a great pass across to Harn, who's come up with her and collected now to the danger woman, Katie Walsh. Katie Walsh looking for space, has to bring it across to Normanley, who's been great as well, with the right boot against that wind, and a monster score if she can get this. Brilliant there from Lauren Normanley, who, would believe it or not, hasn't scored all day today for Sligo, but has been an amazing player, especially in that first half. And she gets her first point of the day. McVeigh going short, collected by McGee. Brings it up the far wing. A lovely ball in here to Emma Jane if she can collect. Just bounces out of the hands. She'll come again, but dealt with well by Sligo. Ball into the hands now of Malloy. Malloy, who has played brilliantly now all match, it must be said. Comes again, has 1 point so far. She's put under pressure, but very comfortable on the ball, looking for options, looking for movement. Not much coming, we'll have to bring it back. Back here to her captain Reynolds. Jada Gaffney in there for Sligo at number 17. Normally again. Normally put under pressure. Again, very comfortable with the ball. Falls here now to Walsh. Walsh brings it in lovely to Brennan. Brennan now leaves it back to the number 30 for Sligo. Well, what a chance there from Leah Duffy off the crossbar. Very unlucky not to finish that. Sligo finally showing what they can do here in the second half. Patience, work it through the hands, try for that goal. They haven't been able to score much now in this first half, but they are getting better. But it's Tyrone now who have the ball, and they're coming down again here through McCaffrey. McCaffrey now finds a bit of space. She's looking for her third goal if she can get it. Brennan's inside her as well as they come in a wave of three, but three Sligo girls back trying to mark them. McCaffrey in 6s and 7s, and she finally gets dispossessed, and Sligo come again like a game of tennis now at the moment, and they come up through the hands of Malloy. Malloy, who's been excellent all day today, even when Sligo have been playing poorly. She's been the talisman there in the centre of the pitch. She brings it up like a steam engine up through the centre again, back to her captain Reynolds. Falls now into the hands of the substitute, Rachel O'Brien now. Rachel with the chance. Rachel with a beautiful score there, her second point now of the day.
Rachel's definitely done very well since you've come in, and that last play up the pitch, Sligo showed tremendous patience, worked the ball really well, and they were just so unlucky there to hit the crossbar. It was a brilliant move from them, and I suppose they've not gone up the pitch very much in this half, so they've got to capitalise when they're there. So it's made for a bit more of an entertaining game again, and really the difference is those 3 goals that Tyrone got in there, or 2 goals in straight after half time. So it'll be interesting if Sligo can push on here now. They've got the ball in the right end of the pitch for themselves.
High ball, wind catching it, coming over the head of everyone, but not the head of Lisa Powell. She deals with that well. Comes across now to Nicola Brennan. Well, it's been all Sligo now the last 5 minutes, but they need goals at this stage, you'd say. Reynolds with the ball. She brings it out to Normally. Bit of movement inside now from Sligo if they can be picked out. Normally does well, finds that girl. Beautiful weighted pass inside here, but dealt well by the Tyrone defenders who get back in numbers. Falls now back out to Reynolds. Is Reynolds fouled? I think she might be, but I think we're outside the box. Eilish.
We're outside, yeah. It was a brilliant run there from the Sligo number 19. Aoife Harn, who just got in behind, and it was picked out with a brilliant pass there. Again, good pressure from Tyrone to be able to keep the goal out there, but we're into whatever 9 minutes left, and I think there's 3 goals between the teams, so Sligo are starting to show a wee bit of promise here again if they can chip away at the scoreboard. Walsh
now happy to go with the point. Katie's first point now of the second half. 1 goal and 5 points for her. Hard to score them when you're playing as a back as well, though. She can't do everything, but converts there. McVeigh now will be happy to slow down this ball. No, she goes quick. There was a run there and a good run from Joanne Barrett. She collects, brings it back to the keeper. Tyrone now happy to keep the ball. Patient play, 8 points in it. We'll try to play this game to its conclusion. And Sligo can do nothing if they don't have the ball. They do well there now, and who else but Hegarty collects again. Brought out here to Gallagher. Gallagher to Brennan. Brennan showing her fitness and pace, looking for it again. Oh, just hands a bit too fast, but falls out to Emma Jane again, and another chance here for Tyrone. Is that a score from the substitute? I think it is. Very well done there from Katie McCann.
That was a great move from Tyrone right up the sideline in front of us here. The speed of their transfer of the hand passes, and a lovely finish there from Caitlin, number 21.
Well, Katie Walsh, who's played so brilliantly all day, coming off now. Hard to see what the scores are really going to come from for Sligo, but she's worked her legs off. She's exhausted here on the sideline. Has played in full forward, scored 1-5 so far this afternoon. Well, doesn't look like she'll be coming back on. She's exhausted. Came back into a defensive role there in the second half to try to stop that Tyrone onslaught that happened in the first quarter of the second half, but she's out on her feet here, and Sligo will come through the younger guns, and one of them is Leah Duffy. Leah collects. He's looking for a bit of movement inside but doesn't find it. Put it to another young girl, that's Malloy, who's been brilliant all day today for Sligo. She might try to work a goal here, but it'll be some feat. She's put under massive pressure but wins another free. Brilliant there from Malloy. When you put her in a place where you don't think you can get anything out of, she finds either a free or a score or a pass, and she has been excellent all day today.
Absolutely a lovely player. She's 2-footed. She's playing with her head up the whole time, scanning. She's got to seem to have a good relationship in there. She's linking well with Leah in corner forward. And again, as you say, Katie Walsh gave everything there in the first half. She was very, very strong. So I suppose just very hard for a full forward at this stage when the ball's not coming in long to them as well. So she's on the bench.
So we'll have a change of free taker. I think it's Malloy herself who's going to take the frees. She has 1 point so far today. Inside the D. Oh, she's going to go short. Try to work a goal here now, and a chance, but just pulled to the left and wide. I think it's Malloy who actually got that effort away in the end. Collects the ball again, but just to the left and wide from Malloy, but probably took the right idea there, Eilish, trying to work a goal. I think points are no good now at this stage. 6 minutes left.
I think they certainly have to have a go at it here. They're down to just those 3 goals separate the teams, and certainly you want to see players being brave and taking a risk. You know, not every risk is going to pay off, but absolutely I think she was right to go for it.
Good, Sligo come again. Well done by Nicola Brennan there, who wins the ball. She wins it back again. She's looking for a bit of movement inside. There's some movement coming from Michaela Gaffney, but Brennan happy to hold. Brings it across to Rachel O'Brien, who's 2 points already today. She finds a bit of space, but she'll be looking for a goal, I think, instead of a point. Brings it back to Brennan. Brennan now into the number 19, and a chance here for Aoife Harn. Aoife Harn scores her first 8 points now between the teams. A substitute scoring there, but really these 3 goals still needed, and 6 minutes exactly left on the clock here in Killyclare.
Great to see both subs from Sligo coming in there and making a difference in the game for them, the 18 and 19, both getting on the scoreboard. So certainly they look like 2 girls who could be pushing to start in their next few games next year when they get back going again.
Keep working, Lauren, keep working.
Hegarty again. Captain looking to create another score here, maybe extend that lead out to 9 points again. Emma Jane looking for a bit of space, looking for a chance. She brings it out to McCann. McCann on the right boot here. Is that snuck in there? It's not off the post. No one waiting for it. Collected by Sligo. Come out here. Gaffney. Here now to Maguire, who's been quiet. Runs past her. Well dead, but very well there by Caoimhe McGee. Caoimhe now brings it out. Happy to hold possession here. Campbell, who's played very well as well. With the ball there, but a bad pass from her. And falls in and falls back here now to Michaela Gaffney. But 5 Tyrone girls there against 3. Well able to handle it. And Michaela Gaffney giving the free away. And Tyrone now will be happy to hold that ball here as long as they can. McVeigh has it, and they'll work it out to who else but Chloe McCaffrey, who's been everywhere this afternoon. She's now in the backs, happy to finish this off. Might be looking for a 3rd goal as well. McCaffrey keeps coming. Lovely ball in now to Hegarty. Brings it out to the D and out into the hands of Kelly. And pressure there from Sligo. They're not finished yet. They look tired though. There's been a lot of running in this second half, especially against that wind. very impressive since she came on. Beautiful pass in there to Michaela Gaffney. She's done better this time round. Back to Harn. Harn, not many options. We'll have to bring it back into the centre.
It's great to see Sligo actually still working very hard here. They're not prepared to give up the ghost at the minute, and you sense that they're going to look for another goal here in this move if they can get through.
Certainly are. Normally now, who again has only scored one, does well. To Duffy. Duffy, who hasn't scored at all, brings it in, but a great save from McVeigh. She'll have another chance, I think. She won't. Brings it out to Normally on the right. Well, if she can get this, it's a beautiful score off the post, though, unfortunately. And a right from her. She's been brilliant all day, but her first wide of the day. And we'll make it 3 minutes and 12 seconds left here now on the clock, and I think we'll have a substitute, one more substitute for Tyrone, number 19 coming on.
Aoife McConnell's in there for Emma McGrew, I believe.
That's right.
Cornerback.
Well, what a performance today from McCaffrey, and she wants to finish this off. She collects the kick out, she goes herself. Look at that engine, she keeps working it in. Beautiful ball into Emma Jane Gervin. Emma Jane with 2 to arrive, she can get it, but she's been a rugby tackle held up at the moment with play advantage. Back to McCaffrey. Well, again, Siobhan Kyle's done that a few times today. She's given advantage, but not for long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that kick out from Sinead right into Chloe McCaffrey was just excellent. And Chloe, despite 2 minutes left in the clock, is still going as hard as she was in the first minute.
She certainly is. I make it out she's 2-8 scored this afternoon. And another point there coming from Tyrone, really finishing off the game now. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here. Another lovely kick out from McGahan into Malloy. Just falls out of her hands this time. And a high tackle there. I don't think she meant anything, but a dangerous enough tackle there from Sligo.
Yeah, I would expect to see a yellow card, even though it's not going to make any impact in the game right now. She definitely caught the player high.
So a yellow card there for Sligo, and Tyrone will be happy to slow this one down. Emma Jane with the ball in her hands. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left here. And Emma Jane happy to go backwards. Tyrone happy to keep the ball. And Reagan Fay, 1 point today. She might look for a second. Well, she's on the run. She brings it to the D. Dispossessed, but picks it up again. She does well. Brings it across to Brennan. Brennan might look for a point of her own. She does on the right, but this one off the post. Nobody waiting for it from Tyrone. So it's Sligo who'll collect and bring it out. Powell has the ball now. Tyrone again defending in their forward line, but Sligo work it out. They've done well to work it out, and Malloy's done very well herself. She's a bit tired looking now. She's done so much running, especially in the second half, but she looked to try to go herself. There's 2 Tyrone girls putting pressure on her, but she does excellently once again, as you'd expect.
Yeah, she has been excellent today there for Sligo, without a doubt. She's been their standout player. And on the Tyrone side, obviously Chloe McCaffrey scoring heavily, but Emma Brennan's performance from centre back's been very good as well, coming up and putting an extra pressure on the attack.
She's been brilliant. Chance there now from Hegarty. She was blocked down. Sligo will come again. Ball worked out here. 1 minute 10 seconds left here on the clock in Tyrone. Reynolds works it to Dunn. Dunn brings it out here to who else but Malloy. To Dunn. Dunn now, not much movement for her. She's put under pressure, can't do much with it. Brings it out to Brennan again. And out here now to Malloy again, who's been everywhere in the second half for Sligo. One of the young guns today, again, I suppose we talked about it at the beginning of the match, 8ish, but Anthony Brennan talking about a team in transition, and the Sligo team certainly have a lot of talent and are building for the future.
No doubt about it. They've a lot of, particularly their younger players, they have a lot of players that have stood up today on a fancy Tyrone team. They've put it up to them there, particularly in the first half. That little spell of 10 minutes after half time, where Tyrone really capitalised with the advantage, the wind advantage, got the couple of goals, and that's just ultimately been the difference. But you couldn't fault Sligo's work rate here today as well. They've maintained that. I think there's 30 seconds or so left in the clock, and they've kept working really hard. So it's to their credit, and I'm sure Anthony and his management team will go home realising that there is plenty of hope for the future.
There certainly is. Tyrone as well, missing out on Niamh O'Neill this afternoon. Nearly all the scores coming from the one person.
It's a collision, big collision just.
Yeah, but everything really coming through McCaffrey this afternoon for Tyrone. I suppose it'd be handier to have a second lethal threat like they do with O'Neill, and hopefully she'll be back soon.
Well, that's it. It's been an ideal game, I suppose, for Tyrone when they got that little bit of comfort at the start of the second half that they didn't have to put the likes of Niamh O'Neill in when she is carrying a niggle. We're now able to get her the extra wee bit of rest, I suppose, that she should be a lot fresher for next week. So that 10-minute spell from the other players at the start of the second half really was key to keeping any of those injured players on the line to get them recovered. And that's full time now.
That's it. Siobhan Kyle blowing the whistle here. Tyrone winners, Sligo with 2 losses. You'd expect now to go into a relegation battle. Tyrone will be safe. They'll go up with Laois and they'll face Laois next week, I think, in Laois. Should be a very interesting game. Laois having a very easy win against Sligo, 6-23 to 8 points last week. So it'll be interesting to see a good match coming up now next week with Laois versus Tyrone. An exciting one to see. So that's us, I suppose. Man of the match's performance is really coming from McCaffrey this afternoon. Katie Walsh in the first half for Sligo. I thought myself Roisin Malloy was brilliant, and a few of the younger girls like normally for Sligo as well, but really it was all Tyrone, especially in the first 10 to 15 minutes of the second half with the win behind them. Well, we were a little bit worried about them. They knew they'd have the win in the second half. There was a drawn match, co-score at half time, but Tyrone came out and really blitzed this young Sligo team in the first 15 minutes. 2 goals and 3 points, I think, scored within the space of about 7 or 8 minutes for Tyrone. Nearly all those scores coming from Chloe McCaffrey, who was excellent this afternoon and really finished off Sligo, who battled hard in the last 15 minutes but didn't have the answers against that strong win today.
No, Tyrone will be delighted now with that victory today, and training during the week is going to be very feisty now that you have an awful lot of players got game time today who maybe hadn't got games early in the year. So you have the few injured players looking to get back. So all in all, a good day out for Tyrone, I suppose. Now they'll be looking to compete very strong against Laois, and a Laois team that's starting to come again too. So I'm sure it'll be a big battle next week.
Certainly will. So that's it from us here in Killyclare, St Mary's. From myself, Irid O'Callaghan and Aidish Gormley here beside me, upstairs Conrad on the camera and Kieran back at base, the MacAV team and the LGFA. Thanks for watching. Join us again next week. Until then, we leave you with the highlights from today.